Hey everyone, welcome to another episode, maybe we can call it, of Romaine, Calm, and Carrot On. I'm Catherine Langlois, one of the dietitians here.
And I'm Laura Vadrine, the other dietitian.
It has been a while since we have done a video, so we gotta get in our groove and remember how to do this. But today we are going to be talking about meal planning. If you've followed us a while, you may have heard us talk about this before, but we're going to say a little bit more about it today. Before we get started, we'll run through our housekeeping type of things we do at the beginning while people are joining us. So if anyone's new here, me and Laura are part of a care team here at Blue Cross. We're with nurses and social workers, pharmacists, and we help members manage their chronic conditions. Let's see. Also, we have various social media platforms that have, of course, our videos, but other informative information. So we have YouTube, Facebook, what do we say? Twitter, TikTok, things like that. So you can find us on all of your social media type of platforms. Yes, we're all there. And we are just ending, I know it's April 1st now, but we just wrapped up National Nutrition Month in March. We were hoping to do this in March, but had a few things come up. So we are now April 1st here. All right, so.
No fooling around.
Yes, all this is going to be no jokes today. This is going to be serious content. All right, I think.
No, we have.
Oh, what else did we say? Sorry.
Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, am I going to have to do this again?
Nope. Click.
There we go.
Okay. Is this me?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a picture we had taken during one of our grocery store, I keep wanting to call them episodes, lives, that's what I'm looking for, one of our lives.
Sessions.
Yes. So if you go back and look under the healthy eating section of the videos tab on our Facebook page, you'll see the different titles of the topics. This was us, of course, in the produce section with our romaine lettuce and carrots for our title. But we have different topics, so you can always go back and go look at those. But we need to redo this picture without the mask.
Sans mask.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Oh my gosh.
You
Sorry.
click the left button.
Yeah. So sorry. Left and right. Here we go. Okay.
All right.
So we're talking about healthy lifestyle. We know that healthy lifestyle involves meal planning. So I really liked this happy little, I know it's just one little word, but that one little word is really big. We need to be happy when we're looking at this, because if we're miserable and having negative conversations in our head, no one's going to continue, right? So the whole happy, healthy lifestyle piece is an important part so that we do continue it, because it is lifestyle meaning forever, right? So we want to try to figure out what we can do and sustain for the rest of our lives. And so a big part of that, and why we kind of keep coming back to the meal planning, snacking examples, is because one, that's what people ask us the most for, and I believe it makes or breaks your ability to be a healthy, happy person. It takes the decision making out of it, and it ultimately just helps relieve our stress, right? So
I liked how it said lifestyle and not diet.
yes.
So
Actually, I had that conversation yesterday with someone about she had lost some weight, she was looking good and feeling good, and everybody was like, what diet are you doing? And she's like, I'm not doing a diet, I'm doing a healthy lifestyle. And I'm like, diet is ultimately what you eat. It doesn't have to be like a certain title.
Yeah, it's like doing only low fat. Or
right, it's the food that you put in your mouth. It is your diet.
It's your diet.
It's not, it doesn't need to be negative. So,
yeah.
But that's not what we think of.
Correct.
So the lifestyle is
diets they choose. Yeah.
Right.
The Weight Watchers diet or keto diet instead of their eating.
Correct.
Yeah, is our diet. Yeah, it's a good way to think of it.
And if there was one diet that worked, we'd all do it. There's not like some hidden secret that we're holding on to that nobody knows about. Because if that was the case, then we'd all be fine, slim, trim, healthy, and but we're not there yet. So, okay, so we have meal planning. It's a big stress reducer. It's a big component of healthy eating. And so when we start wrapping our head around what is meal planning, the first thing that we ultimately need to do is create a list of foods. And so on this meal plan, you need to look at who am I feeding. So do I have a family? Do I have small kids? Do, whoever's going to be at the table with you, or in the car with you, or as they're walking out the door with you. Who am I feeding? How much time do I have? So am I coming home late from work, and so it's going to be 7:30, 8 o'clock? Is it going to be a day where, we're changing clothes and heading out for a sport? So thinking about how much time you have is really important. Who you're feeding. Am I missing anything on the list?
And the what meal?
Right.
Yeah.
So talking about what meal. We always say, like, if you're going to start meal planning and you've never done it, we like to try to focus on the meal that you maybe struggle with the most. A lot of times it's dinner, but not necessarily. Somebody might struggle with breakfast or their lunch. So try to focus on that meal that causes you the most unhealthy lifestyle and try to tweak that first.
Yeah.
You don't have to tackle all 7 days, all 3 meals. It's just too much. Yeah. So start small and make it the most bang for your buck.
Yes.
And maybe it's just 1 or 2 days. Maybe it's not, I think I said that, but don't try to just win straight out the chute.
Yeah.
Slow and easy, right?
Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race.
And even if you're feeding a family or not, there's a lot of people we speak to that live by themselves, and that's another struggle is they feel it's hard to cook for just themselves, so they want to get something out. So we'll kind of go through that too, but just because it's just you doesn't mean you don't have to fix something at home still. So
yeah, that's a big one, is that it's just me.
Yeah.
And I personally think that it's easier when it's just you.
Me too.
But yeah. And I will say that, like, maybe it is fast food, so maybe there's no time at all. So maybe your plan is to go through Chick-fil-A drive-through because you're going to plan on getting, this sandwich that you can do. It's going to meet all your nutrition goals, and that's still okay. It's not something that we want to do often, but it's still a thought-out behavior, conscious decision that you've made. Because sometimes that ultimately is all that we have. So that's okay to do on those days. That it's just, that's it.
But you had mentioned when we were talking earlier about going through the
nutrition, like look at their websites, right? So you can, all of this information is out there. Yesterday, this guy was like, can you send me some options? I was like, well, send me the places that you go. And I literally went to every website and wrote down which sandwiches, which wraps, whatever he could go through and send it to him. But anybody can do that. It's just a matter of going to their, because they're required by law to have their nutrition analysis available to us. There's apps that you can use if you don't have to go to their website, but MyFitnessPal, there's lots of other resources that you can use to find the numbers. You have to know the numbers.
Yeah, and you can see what to sub out. So like at Chick-fil-A, if there's the salad or the chicken noodle soup, if you compare the nutrition facts to the fries. So if you know that if you do the grilled nuggets and the fruit cup is, saves you fat and calories as opposed to the fries. And then of course get the diet drink, why not? Save some calories. I have a lot of people that say, oh, I'm just gonna get fast food, I'm gonna get the regular soda. I'm like, well, why? You can still save 400 calories.
75 grams of sugar.
Yeah, so check out the nutrition labels of anywhere. Even from like Subway to a sit-down restaurant, if it's, I don't know.
But maybe they don't have like George's or the Chimes
for Baton Rouge.
For reference, Baton Rouge. So maybe you look at Chili's or Outback. So those chain places, if they have a certain amount of restaurants, they have to have that information. So I might not be there, but you could look at like, what is a restaurant hamburger? What is a restaurant?
Or their fried shrimp po' boy at wherever. Well, we know George's here in Baton Rouge has a fried shrimp po' boy, so would whatever chain restaurant. So yeah,
it helps. It's not always as cut and dry and the obvious. It's just Heather and I get stupid sometimes too. So always look at the numbers.
Yeah. Okay, we do have some examples. We're kind of talking, but
all right. So and then we get to the grocery. So we made our list. We know exactly what we're gonna have. I have to get to the grocery store, and so I figure out what day I'm gonna go. I It doesn't have to be on the weekends. Maybe I'm off on Tuesday, so whatever. Think about when you're actually going to go. Take into consideration the sales. We often get comments about the cost of healthy eating. So I know that on Tuesday I have a little bit more time to cook. So I'm just going to buy the protein or the meat that's on sale. I'm going to buy the vegetable that's on sale. And so I don't have the specifics of chicken, broccoli. I just have meat and a vegetable. Fresh, frozen, or canned is better than nothing, always. And Catherine uses pickup, so.
Yeah, I do Walmart pickup because it's easy, and I don't really like grocery shopping, I admit that a lot. But yeah, it's super easy, and it's not always available. I sometimes go on my lunch break, but sometimes we have things like this. So Walmart pickup their earliest time is from 7 to 8. And I was just telling them a minute ago, this is what I've been lately doing. I did it this week, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. I drop off the kids at 7:15, pull into Walmart pickup, and I'm home for 7:30. And it's just incredibly easy. But again, we have to meal plan. I think about what I'm gonna be fixing the next week, or have it over the
I've already
weekend.
Selected it.
Yeah, so fresh broccoli, asparagus, whatever vegetables are frozen, or the meats and things like that. So yeah, so that's why I do sit with a list and think about our weeks ahead and what we have. If one night someone's working late, or if there's a kid's event happening or something. So
And people, like, I know Albertsons does it, I think so the grocery stores around Baton Rouge, and it's not just Walmart pickup. Their Target does it, so pretty much every grocery store does it now. It also helps for, like, when you don't want to do the whole week. Maybe I just want to go, Monday to Wednesday, and so I can do that pickup on Sunday evening, and then I know that on Wednesday I'll have time at lunch to do pickup for the next couple of days. So it helps. I think that kind of helps with preventing the whole big store. People say that, like, okay, well, I started eating healthy and I found, molded broccoli, or my fresh produce had gone bad. That needs to be put into perspective. So if I know that I'm pretty good for like 2 fresh vegetables, maybe 1 fruit, that's all I'm buying, and then I'm buying the frozen options, because nobody wants food to go bad. So be honest with yourself, be true. Don't I don't want to say set your goals low, but don't set your goals so high when you know from previous experiences it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that makes me think of like fresh fruit in my house, because my children are particular, and I love fresh fruit. My husband only likes some fruit, so I'm not gonna go watermelon and bananas and I don't buy a whole bunch of fresh fruit at a time, because it's mostly just me eating it, and I know that my husband eats bananas, so we're not gonna have a whole bunch of fresh fruit all at once, because again, it's mostly just me. So same thing, if there's if the goal is to do well and buy healthier, say a snack like a piece of fruit instead of chips, you don't have to buy every fruit that's available and then it goes bad. But like she made a good point, a couple apples or a couple pears and grapes, and then you can always go back to the grocery store in a few days. Or if it's that hard to get there, like it is for me, because I'm really pressed on time a lot, then the pickup is just so easy, because I sit at night and order or place the order, I guess, and then just swing in and pick it up. So.
And be okay. You're okay with them picking out your produce.
They've done very good with it. Yeah,
That's
like a bunch of asparagus.
That's my only issue. I'm like, I don't know if I want them to touch. To pick it out. Because like, what if they get the molded one or the one that's soft?
I think they have to be pretty. Well, it depends what it. So, I just said asparagus. My avocado, I buy it already, like the bag that comes with like 4 or 5. So sometimes they're like as green as our broccoli right there. They're not even close to being ripe, but that's okay. And I'll of course just buy like the cutie oranges. That's like a whole little thing.
Think about what you're buying. Yeah, like the bag apples, like the brand that or the variety that you like. Yeah. Instead
of like looking at a plum or something. Like maybe if I want something like that, I may go. I don't think I've ever done like pineapple, like a fresh. I mean, I could buy I've done a pineapple, but not the pre-cut, because again, you just never know.
Right.
So, but they've actually done really good with picking produce, like just a head of broccoli.
Right. That's definitely that's pretty easy.
Yeah. So
I keep saying molded. Broccoli doesn't really mold. Okay. All right. So we've made our list. We've gotten ourselves to the grocery store. If we can't get people, or if I can't convince someone for like the whole meal planning strategy or how important it is, because they're eating out 3 days a week, I'll always throw in the financial piece. So it's expensive to eat out. I mean, my husband wanted a burger meal from Burger King. It was like $12 for like the meal, and I'm like, Jesus, that is so much money for 5 days, 6 days. It's a lot. So you can get a significant amount of savings by purchasing from the grocery store and having it all planned out. Agreed. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's a little blurry, but this is our plate. So we talk about the healthy plate over and over and over and over and over and over again, because it is the easiest way even if you have combination meals, but it is the easiest way to help monitor your calories, to make sure that you're kind of getting all of the pieces and parts in the right proportions. Mm-hmm. So half of my plate is always going to be a vegetable. The other half I'm splitting with my protein or my meat and my starch. So we're going to go through some examples that kind of reiterate this. So this is super easy. Every grocery store has a rotisserie chicken.
It's perfect for these people that live alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I do this with my family too. But
right. Because you could use it for different ways. Like you might have it like straight up, pull the breast off and have that, and then I might make a chicken salad sandwich for, there's
we did paninis the other night that had pulled off.
Oh, nice.
And some pepper jelly and
yum.
mozzarella, and then cucumber on the side. Instead of chips or something, we had cucumbers tossed in Italian dressing.
And they're like between $5 and $7. So not only is it super convenient, they're super affordable. Okay, so then I have some roasted Brussels sprouts. You can roast them yourself, right? Sheet pan, tin foil, olive oil, salt and pepper.
I buy them frozen. And
you can buy them frozen that are already roasted. So there's options there.
Just sitting in the freezer. So.
And then you have a can of corn or a bag of frozen corn that you heat up. And there is my plate where I have a half a plate of Brussels sprouts, my chicken, and my corn, right?
Easy.
Super easy. We're talking.
Well, that doesn't take any time to cook. That usually takes about like maybe 15 minutes.
Insane. So about 15 to 20 minutes and your meal is complete.
Done. Okay,
so these I like because they're already marinated. The seasoning's already on them. Salt-wise, everyone's going to be like, it's got too much salt. A 4-ounce serving has 370 milligrams. That is great, right? It's not that bad. They're easy to cook. They're usually like $3.50 it's like 20 minutes per pound. So, you're looking at like 30, 40 minutes. This is probably a 45-minute meal.
But there's no prep. There's just stick the pork tenderloin in the oven.
Correct. So this is like a sauteed squash. So while my pork tenderloin is cooking, I'm going to cut my squash up, maybe cut up an onion. I'm going to do it in the skillet, have whatever seasonings you want, a little bit of butter, olive oil, whichever that you want to choose. We love these mashed potatoes in my family. There is a better choice. Like you could do, there's potatoes that are fresh that you can microwave, or you could also roast like little new potatoes the same
or
time
while this is baking,
while you're cooking it.
That's what I sometimes do. While my oven's on, I just try to. But
so these are good. So 2/3 a cup is 380. So this plus the pork, 380 milligrams of sodium. So with the pork, you're like 750, which is still, it's above that goal of 660 that we always talk about, but not by much. And it's significantly healthier than
a meal if you get it at a restaurant.
Correct. Yeah. So super easy, not expensive, and I have my plate that I'm looking for, half a plate of vegetables, protein, and starch.
And we gave different options. I mean, you could do the box mashed potatoes, the little red new potatoes, a sweet potato in the oven baked while you're doing the tenderloin. So we chose potato as the starch, but you can, of course, do different options. It's still your carbohydrate, it's the starch. That's all. Yeah. Okay.
Oops. Okay. And so the pot roast. So the pot roast is for that day that I'm coming home at 8:30. That's really late. Hopefully no one comes home. But if you do, right? It's already prepared. You have it. It's cooked. we all had a baseball game. It was at 6. We're rolling in at 7:30. How stress reduced, or how stress free you are when you know that you're walking in your house and your food is prepared already. So pot roast, potatoes, and carrots. Sometimes there's not enough carrots, and so maybe I add some more carrots to my meal prep. So maybe I do, I'll roast some carrots or
half a bag of baby carrots or something more
to make sure that we have that half a plate.
Yeah.
Sometimes your kids won't eat any of the carrots, and so you get to have them all. But super easy. Crock pot is a great thing to use, and this is just one of the most common, easy ones. I know that a lot of people do like the chicken breast with the salsa, and then they shred it once it's cooked, and they do tacos or like whatever kind of Mexican twist you want to put on it.
I recommend soups. I feel like a crock pot has a lot of soup ideas. That's what I do, like chicken tortilla, chicken noodle, taco. But that's mostly meat and carb. So what we always do is have a salad with it. Like me and my husband I'll make a little side salad. So we have like a soup and salad type of thing. So, because there's no vegetables if I'm having a chicken tortilla soup of chicken and
corn, beans.
Yeah. So it's carbs and protein. Not that it's necessarily unhealthy, but I try to focus on getting the vegetable in daily as well. So I'll cook a little, I'll put a salad together with it. Yeah. So that's something super easy to do.
And we always do red beans in the crock pot. So red beans are also very easy to do. Okay, so I'm a sandwich lover. I think they're easy. For lunch, this is what I do. I like the simple, the handheld. I'm not a big hot person for lunch. So it's about as easy as it gets. And then you add some carrots to it, and you have a really nice, get fancy and add ranch. I always tell people, like, if you're going to eat a vegetable for a side on your sandwich, please have some ranch. Or if you're really trying to do the lower fat thing, then you can use the yogurt and do like a seasoning. Remember that Paul Pruden seasoning?
Yes.
That was ranch. It was really tasty.
It was really
good. It was mixed with the yogurt. Yeah. So there are those lower fat, healthier options if you're trying to avoid the ranch.
Or hummus, or like a guacamole, or like something maybe a little, if it's with a pepper or something. But just a way to do something besides Doritos or Cheetos or something like that.
I cut up a bell pepper last night because I was starving and dinner was not even close to ready, and did it with ranch. They're so good. It's never what you want. Like, I would have loved to have like chips and salsa or queso, but I'm like, no, do the right thing. And it was very super tasty. So usually we like it, and so it doesn't have to be carrots. It could be a leftover vegetable. So say I had the pork tenderloin, squash, and potatoes last night, and I have leftover squash, then sometimes I would eat that with my sandwich. It doesn't go, but it's just trying to get the vegetable in and give me a little bit more fullness, so that it takes me further along in the day.
Yeah. One tidbit that I thought of when you say you cut up your bell pepper, I also tell people when you get vegetables like that, like when I get my cucumbers, because I do salads often, cut it up. Don't let it just sit there, because then what's the chances of you using it? You're probably going to keep seeing it in your refrigerator. So if you have a bell pepper, if you have cucumber, if you have a tomato and want to slice them, or...
Those cherry tomatoes are really good and poppable and delicious.
Yeah. So, but if it's
a whole pepper,
raw veggies, if you cut them up, you might find yourself more likely to maybe eat it. So.
And they sell them pre-cut too in the grocery stores. I mean, I feel like if you go to some of the Walmart, any of them, if you go to that deli section where they have the pre-made sandwiches, a lot of times they have, like, I've seen veggie sticks with ranch that it comes with.
Yeah, portion control, so I can help portion control.
Yeah, that makes it pretty simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Lord, left, Laura, left. Okay, so I love this meal. There's a ton of different brands. I do Costco meatballs. There's this Farm Rich. I know Walmart has their own brand. There's a ton of options of frozen meatballs. So you do some meatballs. I do mine in the skillet. It takes like 5 or 6 minutes. Simple. I love Sal and Judy's recommendation for my members that are trying to monitor their salt intake. But any kind of jar spaghetti sauce, if you don't really have to worry with that. I boil some pasta. the spaghetti is nice, but for people that are trying to monitor their portions, I always say like do like the rigatoni or the bow tie. It's a lot easier to measure your portion than the spaghetti. You can still, and especially if you're by yourself. So if I'm by myself and I'm trying to monitor my portion, I can take raw bow tie pasta, boil it, and it's still a cup or whatever, after it's boiled. So it makes it a lot easier. And then I have my steamed green beans, and voila, here's my half a plate of vegetables with my combo spaghetti with my meatballs.
Yes.
Super simple.
Very simple.
And then pizza. So pizza's not like totally off the table for, a meal. It's easy. Everybody loves pizza. So if you have that pizza and you add a salad to it, it's significantly better. I can eat maybe 3 pieces of pizza if I have a salad versus the whole pizza. So you gotta have that vegetable just to kind of help fill up the rest of that belly.
Yeah.
I Googled the lowest sodium pizza, and this is one of the ones that came up.
I wonder if it's because it's chicken versus like pepperoni or sausage.
So smart. I don't know why they didn't tell me that, but that's true. And it's a thin crust. A thin crust usually helps.
And it helps with carbs.
Yes.
I said that really loud.
And and look at the label, because I think the pizzas are not as hidden as like the pastas and some of the stuff, but like the cauliflower crust pizzas, they're great, but look at the label, because sometimes it might be just the same as a thin crust, because some of them are not all straight up cauliflower.
Plug, go check our frozen foods video.
Yes, definitely.
And show some nutrition facts for those.
Yeah, so these are fine. So the lasagna, I always tell people, like, I'd rather you eat a Stouffer's lasagna than go out to eat. Maybe the numbers are the exact same, but the fact that you said, I'm gonna make a Stouffer's lasagna and we're gonna have a salad, is that lifestyle change. It's that behavior. It's that planned, and it helps. If you have kids, it helps them. Like, we're not always gonna eat out. We're gonna have, a meal, and the eating out is not our go-to if we're in a hurry, if we don't have time to prepare something. So that's
Okay, so this is kind of me prep for success. This is gonna kind of run through it's like lunch and snack. So I've had to do some talks on like people who say are truckers, ambulance drivers, things like that. So I'm gonna kind of click through because there's a few options. I want to just kind of say them all because I think it's so pretty. Basically, say you're packing a lunch, because I feel lunch is a big thing, or a snack. What we've talked about is hitting the different food groups. That's kind of the goal that we're looking for with this too. So if you struggle with lunch, eating out every day, let me just talk about the first one. I see is that peanut butter?
I don't know. It looks. At first, I thought it was tuna, but
I think it's a little bit peanut butter with celery, and then cheese, egg, and rolled up deli turkey. So we have our protein, and then we have a vegetable. There's actually not really a carb here, so if we want to maybe get rid of the
fruit.
I don't see any. Yeah, have a piece
like
of
on
fruit.
the inside.
Yeah, or have some yogurt or something. So this wrap is a great example of, it looks like turkey and spinach wrap with kiwi and cherry tomatoes. So again, it's just kind of picking from the different food groups. You can Google like healthy lunch boxes to go or something, and it gives you tons of ideas. So again, you just want to have all these things in your house, and then.
But maybe don't feel like you have to have a different one every day.
Yeah,
know that you can repeat. You don't because then you're buying too much, and then that's when people get into the wasting or it goes bad because they tried to have something different. Like, the more that you can repeat, the easier it is. And then next week, maybe have 2 different options that you didn't have.
Yeah, so of course, if you have a deli turkey and you boiled 8 boiled eggs, I mean, those can last you a couple days. The celery and cherry tomatoes, you could maybe change up your vegetable. Yeah. I mean, these are all just different options, but you could definitely eat the same type of thing over and over, for sure. So then this is kind of the same idea. I would pull away one of these fruits for maybe a vegetable or maybe nuts or some sort of something like that, a protein.
Or really fat.
Yeah,
For fullness.
vegetable or a fat. Thank you. I was struggling with words. But Laura kind of already went.
Oh,
through.
look, there's nuts.
Oh. And that might be, I don't know what that is,
It
but.
looks like a bar, lower bar.
And then, so again, these are just, okay, these are all just helping with ideas because I feel
This
like
is
people.
awesome.
So that's again turkey,
That's
cheese
an
wrap.
overachiever box, but it still is really, if you're that person,
They did a little
go for it.
fancy toothpicky thing with
I
a
know.
tomato. We have yogurt, cheese, pretzels. I love those little Baby Bell cheeses. The apple with the peanut butter, and I see the little individual. I mean, it might be more expensive, but sometimes people really do like, for portion control, they have the 1/4 cups of peanut butter. I know they have that for ranch. I've seen that for hummus and guacamole. So you can literally grab that peanut butter. You can buy pre-sliced apple. Get that orange.
That looks like a
Not
s'more.
orange. I know. So you can get all kind of different food options. Is the point, as you can see.
But it could be your little treat.
Yeah. Okay, before we go, well, let me go back because I just wanted to open my lunchbox real quick, which is something what I would do. So Laura likes cold lunches where I'm more of a hot luncher for some reason. So I do like frozen dinners on our frozen dinner. Our frozen Facebook Live, I go through a few of these, but here's one example. So I would pack a frozen dinner. So I just so happened we got edamame and sushi this week, and I have some leftover edamame. There's some protein, additional protein, and a fruit. So, because this is only 270 calories, and that's not going to hold me over by itself. So if I have these, and so that's all it takes to just put in my lunchbox. So sometimes, like whenever I'm home, I'll do a frozen dinner with a little side salad or some leftover vegetables. So
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, like, when you've mentioned this before, but go ahead and serve if you plan on having a leftover for lunch the next day, go ahead and serve it up before maybe everybody comes to eat. So just so that you know, or cook extra, but
yeah,
go ahead and put it in the Tupperware so it's already there ready to grab in the morning. And then
yeah. So you're not
oops, they're all gone.
Yeah,
and then
I do that sometimes. My husband's like, "This is all." I'm like, "That's all you can have." Yes, because I need to eat tomorrow. Okay, so who said a snack doesn't have to be chips? Snacking is a big thing. Laura did fabulous with her snack yesterday. Good job. You didn't get us chips. You got your bell pepper. Yeah. So
I'm like, what do I do?
so think outside the box of just chips or candy bar. Here are some examples. But again, from fruit and speaking of, actually, this is what I have often as a snack. Here's my string cheese, and if I don't have any fresh fruit at the house or I didn't have my orange, I might pack this with me too. So here's protein, here's my string cheese, carbs, here's this Smart Pop or Smart Food, 100 calories and only 8 grams of carbs for this. So this is a good little mid-afternoon snack if I would like. But avocado, hummus with veggies, a small tuna snack pack.
I got on the kick of the little, they have like the colored peppers in that bag. They're really tiny. That with like cream cheese, and then they sell the everything seasoning now. It's really, really awesome. Or you can do the Laughing Cow cheese in the bell pepper.
Because it's like soft. I love that Laughing Cow cheese.
It's really good.
That's a great option. And here's some more ideas. Our high salt people, you do have to watch the
Turkey.
Yeah, jerky. There's salt in it, but it's really good. Straight protein. Nut bars, trail mix, nuts, back to fruit and peanut butter. So again, just think outside the box. And if you're in an office, stock your drawer with things like this. If you're at home, stock your pantry. Snacking is kind of the same mindset to me as meals. You have to plan ahead. So if you need a snack and all you have is your child's bag of Doritos or Girl Scout cookies, then you're not going to be successful. So as long as you have some of these other food items. So, yes. Okay, awesome. Did we have any questions along the way by any chance?
Someone asked about diabetic meals.
These are all diabetic-friendly meals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because this goes back to that plate method that we talk about. This is what I do with my diabetics every day, right? This is what we say, half a plate of vegetables. The reason why is because one, vegetables have fewer calories. They have no carbs. They have a little bit of carbs, but we don't count them as carbs because they don't raise your blood sugars like corn or potatoes do. So we say a half a plate of vegetables, and then you put this on your plate first, and then you put your meat, and the last thing you put on your plate is your starch. If you try to do it the opposite way, so I put my starch on and then my meat and the vegetables, I guarantee you there's not a half a plate left over. And so you have to start with the vegetables on the plate first. It just helps keep the portions of the starch down. Visually, it's beautiful, and you're like, oh my God, this is so much food. I'm going to be so happy and healthy. And so everything that we just discussed would be something that we are talking to diabetics for. The same thing for blood pressure, for cardiovascular health, for just general health, for someone who wants to weight loss. There's not a specific diet for every certain disease state, honestly. Mm-hmm. Maybe take kidney a little bit off. But for the most part, I'm telling the same thing to everybody that we speak with.
Yeah, me too. Like, I think about French fries, for example. Like, French fries is clearly high in fat, high in salt. It's a carbohydrate. So we don't recommend it for anyone. But it's not that it's diabetic shouldn't have them or high blood pressure. It's just, or if someone has no chronic conditions but is overweight, well, yeah, that's a high calorie food item where the baked potato is not. So the deal with the plate method that we go over is we're not overloading with carbs, and mostly not just for diabetics because it spikes your blood sugar, but I hate to keep picking on corn and potatoes or bread or rice, but there's more calories there than there is with our non-starchy vegetables. So if you, that spaghetti example, you would have corn and a roll with it. Well, it's not that we're picking on carbs per se, it's just that those have a lot more calories than if we're going to fill up half a plate with vegetables. And even my examples, there's no carbohydrates in edamame.
A little bit.
It's mostly protein, but it's like super low. Yeah. Then here's my fruit. So there's a carb, and this is 30. So again, it's like, it's kind of like, not that, but right in the range of what we recommend. Right. Same with my snack example, it had a protein and a carb. So what I recommend for diabetics is what I recommend for because it's all about, everyone should have carb control, increased veggies, lean protein.
Yeah. And so, if for spaghetti, that's a great example, like we brought that up, because if you just put spaghetti on your plate, you're going to eat a lot. Mm-hmm. So having that green beans, it's going to help. So that's kind of redundant, but it's important. Vegetables are important.
Yeah, awesome. And like I said, we have a video, we did a role play in the past of us, kind of like a diabetic education. We have some of our earlier videos breaking down the food groups a little bit more. So we have a little deeper dive into some of this in some of our past videos. So,
or you can always call and talk to us one-on-one. That's always an option as well.
Yeah. You can call customer service and you get hooked up with our care team. Yes, indeed. Okay, well, felt good to be back. We got into our groove, hopefully. We will be back again soon, hopefully. New topic. We're going to think of some things to talk about. And April Fool's. But again, none of this was April Fool's.
Correct.
All this was serious.
The real deal.
Yeah. All right,